Hey, Pat Rigsby here, and in this episode, I want to talk with you about 3 keys to having your ideal business. Let's get to it. Welcome to the Fitness Business School podcast, the show for fitness business owners who want to grow their income, increase their impact, and improve their lifestyle. Be sure to listen till the end of this episode because we have a brand new special offer exclusive for listeners. So stay tuned. So the other day I had a client in who had a really good business and, he was already earning a nice income, and he kind of had a bit of clarity on what he wanted. But for whatever reason, he was getting a little bit of pushback from people around him, and maybe it's people who kind of weren't having as much success, and so they were suggesting that no, having success in the fitness industry and being a good coach and helping people versus making a good living are like mutually exclusive, and that's not at all true. I mean, we've seen it time and time again. I've helped hundreds and hundreds of business owners create their ideal business. And really, in my mind, there are like 3 overarching concepts that you have to embrace if you're going to do this. The first is you really need to decide where you're trying to go, what ideal is to you. You can't make progress without having some clarity, but that progress, well, let me back up. I'm sure you can make a little bit of progress by just going and working hard, but you're not going to make nearly as much progress without having clarity on what you actually want, what's ideal to you, what you want personally and professionally. Because if you're a small business owner like me, then every decision that you're making at a meaningful level personally affects the professional. Every decision that you're making professionally affects the personal. Like if my family goes on vacation, that has an impact on my professional life. It forces me to make some decisions to allow my business to keep working the way it needs to while I'm gone. If I decide I want to, start a new initiative professionally, I need to understand how that potentially could impact me from a time or a focus standpoint being present personally. So I think it's important. You need to decide where you're trying to go, what success is to you, instead of arbitrary numbers. I want 300 clients. I want to make $200,000 a year. I want to have a 5,000 square foot facility. Get clear on what you actually want and what you feel like you need in order to make that happen. And if you do, man, the journey becomes so much simpler, right? Decision making becomes simpler. Saying no to shiny objects, staying focused, knowing how you're going to spend your time each and every day, each and every week becomes so much simpler. Now, yeah, your ideal destination is going to change and evolve over time. I've been talking about creating your ideal business for, 7, 8, 9 years. And my iteration of ideal has continued to change. In some ways impacted by the landscape around me. I mean, the pandemic changed a few things. The things that I've enjoyed doing. Like, for example, in the beginning, my ideal business, let's go back, like 2015, I launched the Ideal Business Academy. And at that time, my ideal was, didn't really involve Zoom. It involved live meetings and phone calls and that sort of thing. So it really kind of limited the ability for people to come face to face by many means, because we might do 4 meetings a year in person, but that wasn't going to be convenient for people who lived, in other countries that might be having to travel all the way across the U.S. Maybe they could come once or twice a year, right? So it kind of limited who we were marketing to. Well, fast forward to now, after kind of having our hand forced with doing tons of Zooms, now we have wonderful clients from around the globe that participate in the Zoom iteration of what we're doing. And sure, yeah, we get people who come to the live in-persons that we continue to do that might be international or traveling long distances within the US. But they don't feel like, hey, if I'm only coming to a live thing once or twice a year, I'm missing out, because they know they stay connected week to week. So, for me, Ideal has changed, and that's fine. It's absolutely wonderful. When I first started this, Ideal didn't involve, Holly being part of the day-to-day of what we do in the coaching for business owners, because she was way more focused on the other things she had going on. But now, Ideal has her being heavily involved in a lot of what we're doing. So you can always course correct, and frankly, it's always going to evolve, because the more progress that you make, the more you see out in front of you. I think of it kind of like headlights on a car in the evening, right? Like, you can only see so far out in front of you, but you go another mile or two up the road, now you can see even further, right? So that's okay. You don't need to know this 10-year plan, but you need to know what success probably looks like to you, 3 years, at least 1 year from now. And, if you don't let the fact that things will change stop you, you're going to be able to be in, pursuit of your goals today based on the information that you have. So that's number one, knowing where you want to go. Number two, you have to take responsibility as the producer. And let's face it, no one else is going to go out and achieve your dreams on your behalf. Sure, others are going to support you. Others can coach you. Hopefully, I get the opportunity to coach you. Others can inspire you. You're going to have a team around you. Nobody succeeds alone. Make no mistake. But they all can't just do it for you. It's your responsibility to produce the outcomes that you want. So if you want to earn more income, you want to change your schedule, you want to serve a specific type of market, you want your staff to be better, you need to embrace this responsibility of producing those outcomes instead of just sitting back and hoping they magically happen. And then finally, this is a big one. You only get paid for the value you're creating. If you want to earn more, figure out how you can create more value, help more people, solve bigger problems, make people's lives better. The consistency of the value you create, the amount or the impact of the value you create for others, that's going to dictate the success you're going to have. So regardless of what you've been told, and if you think, hey, you know what, I've chosen this industry and that limits my earning potential, that limits what I have the ability to create, I'm not going to be able to take vacations because I'm always on call to be a service provider. None of that's true, right? But you have to embrace these three concepts. You don't have to settle if you embrace these. See, greatness is not going to happen by accident. Big achievements don't come if you're thinking small. You need to believe in yourself, but you really need to embrace these three concepts. If you do, you'll be able to build the business and the life that you want. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Fitness Business School. Before you go, I have a quick announcement. When I first connect with a fitness business owner, they almost always ask me how they can grow, how they can accelerate their progress. Well, I have an exclusive offer for you, and it's going to help you do just that, to accelerate you building the business that you want to own, getting more clients, generating more revenue, increasing your income, improving your lifestyle. And as a listener of this show, you can test drive our Ideal Business Accelerator Coaching Program for free. IBA is a one-of-a-kind program where you're going to get everything from done-for-you marketing tools and a level of coaching that's unmatched in our industry to getting actual direction on how to build the business that you want, a blueprint from where you are to where you want to be. So you're going to be able to attract those clients that you want to work with. You're going to be able to increase your income. You're going to be able to improve your lifestyle. And all of that is going to be more readily accessible to you than you ever thought possible, because we're going to give you every tool, template, ads, script, everything that you need, plus over 10 weekly live video coaching sessions to help you with everything from dialing in your ads to mastering your mindset. All of this is stuff that you get when you join the Ideal Business Accelerator. And to help you succeed, I'm going to do something that really is kind of unmatched in our industry. I'm going to let you test drive IBA at zero cost. If it delivers for you in the way that I know that it will, it's going to more than pay for itself, and you're probably going to want to stay. But if not, no sweat. You're out nothing, and you have a library of proven tools and resources to keep and to help you going forward. To take advantage of this special offer, just email me at pat@patrigsby.com and put test drive in the subject line, and I'll get you all the details.